Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 2 in the series between Blast Krass versus Roxkis LZ here on Cloud Kingdom. We see Blast Krass spawning as the orange Zerg, or orange Terran player, excuse me, at what I'll call the 7 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Roxkis LZ spawning as the purple Zerg on the top right hand side of the map, as the purple Zerg at the 1 or 2 o'clock position, and already opening up with some interesting trash talk. Apparently there is a 3-game set between these two players and the maps are predefined. Krass asking what map will be next. LZ saying there is no next game, don't worry about it, as the game does continue. So apparently they don't know which map is going to be the next, and I don't see any referees jumping in to help them. Alright, so we'll see what's going to go down in this series and in this game. Blast Krass now setting up a supply depot on the front door. Meanwhile, LZ doing a typical Zerg build, and we'll see if he goes for pool first or if he goes for, say, a hatchery first. He did go for that economic opening in game 1 with a 15 hatchery, and he may try to follow that up in game 2. LZ opened up with a very interesting 1 Rax expand into Reactor Hellion, into Cloaked Banshees, and did a lot of economic damage. But LZ, even up against the ropes, was able to fight his way back into the game and take the victory in game 1. So LZ is up in the series 1-0 as the game does continue. It looks like LZ will be going for that hatchery first. Already sitting at 14/18. Should be getting up to 15 or 16. Wow, there we go, down over here. So already has the hatchery down, so it is going to be a hatchery first. Meanwhile, a barracks may be placed down in just a moment, and this is going to be a 1 Rax expand without possibly a supply depot on the ramp. So this is going to be huge. He's going to be able to get that command center down just a little bit faster, and with that, should have a strong economic opening as well. SCV just mining some minerals, waiting for the 400. There you go. Gonna go ahead and place down that building now. LZ does have his hatchery about 1 or 2/3 of the way completed. An Overlord now making its way in from LZ. And Cloud Kingdom, one of those maps where Overlords can just simply fly up here and go, you know what, I get to see what's going on inside your base. And there's not much you can really do about it just quite yet. We are going into a refinery now. So once more, this is a 1 Rax expand into a single gas. We may perhaps see another follow-up with Cloaked Banshees. No, this is going to be a 1 Rax expand into double gas, and I can say with 90% certainty that it will be early Banshees now, as Banshees are the unit of choice in order to raid and harass. I guess he could try to go for 1 Rax expand into battle cruisers, but I don't know the feasibility and how viable of an option that really is. Spawning pool is down already. Queens are being trained. Still no extractor though coming out from LZ. So we are going to be sitting on a little bit of 2-base play for a while longer. And this is where players have a little bit of difficulties in terms of figuring out where they want their next expansion. Zerg players in general can either take this expansion here. It does open up a lot more. It opens up a lot more attack routes, as you can see that there is a very wide opening here and then a wide opening here. But then again, it is very easy for a Zerg player to spread creep into that location. We already have 2 more queens being trained on the way. And with this 1 set of double gas now being harvested, only 2 harvesters per refinery. Interesting strategy. So it is actually not going to be it is not going to be Cloaked Banshees. He is just using a strategy where the SCVs have less diminishing returns. Nope, finally has 3 on this one, 2 on this one, and less diminishing returns when harvesting. We are going to be going into a reactor here once more. We are going into a reactor here, so a reactor on this barracks. We are now going into another barracks as well. We are going into Hellions. So Hellions with 1 tech lab, and that should be a very effective bio play. But I still don't see a starport, and which is surprising based upon the number of barracks I currently see on the field. Hellions are making a move out across the field. We can see Queens are being placed down. Evolution Chamber doing a little bit of Sim City, making it difficult for units to get in. One Zergling is going to get torched very easily as the pair of Hellions are doing a bit of scouting. LZ right now just sitting comfortably on 2 bases. He has a drone advantage. Hellions now checking to see that there is no hatchery off over here, as we are now going to be going into 4 Hellions. However, with 1 Spine Crawler and 2 Queens in position, I believe these Hellions are just going to run up and hit a wall. Taking a look back over here, perhaps Krass, yes, he did finally transfer in a 3rd SCV there. We are going into siege tanks, but this is all going to be without medevacs. No medevacs at all. We are going into an engineering bay, so we should perhaps start seeing some level 1 weapons upgrade. Now, the reasoning behind going a medevac-less push like this is that your attack can be slightly faster. You have higher DPS, but your sustainability is not quite as high, as you're not going to be able to heal up your Marines or your Marauders. You can see currently just a handful of Marines down over here. 8 Marines. Are we training up Marauders? No, it is a pure Marine army saving all the gas specifically for siege tanks, but still no siege tech. Supply depot now being added on the front door, and Krass may be trying to hit a bit of a timing here. He should be able to have 1-0 upgraded units, as the Hellions are still just trying to control the field. There is 1 Spine Crawler down. Creep Tumors are going to get cancelled there, and perhaps, in comes this Hellion, and Zerglings are now trying to make their way over. The Zerglings are going to be able to battle this up. The Hellions doing a great job just juking those Zerglings, and some damage was done. The Creep Tumor, however, was able to root itself, and this Spine Crawler will get a nice good creep spread around it, as the Zerglings will be able to protect that Spine Crawler as well. Engineering Bay. Level 1 weapons upgrade, about 1 or 2/3 of the way complete, needing about 50 seconds now. We are seeing Marines just backing off together. That is going to be a lot of Marines. We are going into a very heavy siege tank count. We are going into 3, perhaps even 4 siege tanks. And now we are finally getting into our starport and also looking to expand. Normally, Terran players want to expand right about now. He is going to have level 1 weapons upgrade. He is going to have combat shield and siege tech. And so far, I do not see any Banelings on the field, and that could be the issue. Without Banelings, this massive Marine army is going to be very effective. The Overlord does spot the sheer number of Marines, though, and we'll see how it is going to be utilized, as we are now training up 18 more Zerglings. The Zerglings are going into 2-2 upgrades. The Marines are only 1-0, so no double Engineering Bay upgrades compared to double Evolution Chamber. But these 3 siege tanks could look to deal a lot of damage, especially with Hellion cover fire. Oh, the Hellions are now backing off, and Marines fighting up against here. This is looking actually really good for Krass. LZ perhaps not expecting the sheer number of units here, as the Marines are simply just going to walk straight in, take down 1 hatchery. The Marines are going to go after the Queen, take down some drones as well. Drones are all down, and now just going to simply leave that hatchery there. I don't know about that, as we are going to see perhaps a flank of units. Zerglings now trying to come in. Oh, a fungal growth hits a handful of Marines. That is a beautiful fungal, keeping LZ in this game. Siege tanks are falling, but it looks as though the infestors are going to have a bit of a problem. Where are these infestors going to go? Infested Terrans are now coming in. You can see where these broodlings are going to come in as well, and the infested Terrans will finish off those siege tanks. Beautifully done. The Marines now using the time to take down this hatchery. The hatchery will fall. The broodlings are trying to run away, going to take down a couple of these creep tumors, as the broodlings, with their timed life, will finish off all of these Marines. So Krass able to establish up his expansion while LZ loses his. And LZ also coming over and burrowing 1 Zergling here. We are going to establish some missile turrets as well. Zerglings are going to really start to fall apart. They're coming in a single line, unable to truly reinforce. Marines able to deal a lot more damage, as we should be seeing the command center perhaps upgrade to a planetary fortress. Where are the Marines? The Marines are way too far away, as now we are going to be going into infestors. There's a beautiful fungal growth once more. The siege tanks are up on the high ground, and that is going to offer a lot of cover fire. Perhaps getting a siege tank here or even here would be useful as well. LZ now looking to double expand. It's what he needs to do in order to get back into this game. 60 drones, 58 SCVs. level 1 weapons upgrade, or level 1 weapons upgrade already completed. Level 2 now getting started, but not getting armor upgrades at this new engineering bay for some strange reason. This hatchery most likely will just get shot down and destroyed. The planetary fortress dealing 40 damage per attack with splash damage, very effective, especially with siege tanks up on the high ground. That is going to be a very, very difficult planetary fortress to crack. This hatchery most likely will simply just get canceled here in just a moment. LZ trying to just stim and make their way around, and the hatchery does fall. No cancel at all as the Marines quickly jump inside the medevac. Infestor could try to make a fungal growth over here. We are going to have some Marines now inside the main base. A Queen now making her way over. Marines are already dropping down. The Queens with their talons trying to deal damage as we have another Marine drop over here. Brilliant, brilliant split as the Marines are now taking down drones left and right. Krass now with the 30 supply advantage. The Marines all just grouped together in a very nice position. Those Zerglings would have normally been able to take that victory, but now as more Zerglings continue to crash in here, that will be the sign to retreat as the Marines are now regrouping. LZ does see these groups of Marines just on the edge of creep. Krass now taking up his 4th base, so he is going to be up 1 over the Zerg in just a moment. Harvester count 67 to 64, but we are going into Katonis plating, adrenal glands, level 3 weapons upgrade for melee, and level 2 armor upgrade. So those Zerglings and also those Ultralists are going to have a lot of armor. Zerglings now looking to back off. The Marines are upgraded 2-1 against 2-1 Zerglings, so both sides with a little bit of an upgrade advantage in terms of attack. Siege tank now up on the high ground forces a cancellation on that hatchery before it can even take a point of damage. Another drop now happening off over here. Krass doing a great job just trying to split up forces. However, overextending with a handful of Marines there, as now Krass only has about a 15 supply advantage. Level 1 weapons upgrade. This command center about to be completed. More siege tanks coming in from the far side. Perhaps just going to try to split this army up. The Marines are coming in. There's a fungal growth. Siege tanks now trying to blast their way through. Infested Terran should be coming in. Where's the fungal growth? There's the fungal growth across multiple Marines. Are they going to be able to finish off the infested Terrans before the eggs hatch? Yes. As now the siege tanks now going to be coming in along the back door as well. The majority of the army is over here at the 3rd. So there is nothing to really stop at the natural. They are going to be coming in a single file line. And what is this? One evolution chamber may get taken down, but what are all of these siege tanks doing? The siege tanks are all just grouped together here. That is not a good position, as Krass really making a bit of a mistake. We are going to be going into a drop now up onto the high ground though, or perhaps even just here. If he's able to drop right here, he's able to get off a lot of drone kills, as infestors are going to be coming out with fungal growth energy. Now 2 medevac drop coming in. It looks like multiple drones are falling. The Queen's now trying to make their way in as well. The Marines able to get in on that Queen and take it down, as the Marines are now finishing off Extractor after Extractor. Zerglings do not want to engage. Back over here, another medevac. Siege tanks are up in the air. They are not going to be able to join in on this fight. Where are these medevacs going to go? The Marines now going after the spawning pool, some of the key tech buildings, but an infestor should be able to get off a fungal growth there. 2 medevacs, not much energy on them, as the Marines are all now retreating once more. Siege tanks now dropping into the 3rd again. Another hot pickup, as the siege tanks are now just going to be on the high ground. Siege tanks are going to siege here, and this is going to be huge. The Queen is trying to take this down. Some Zerglings and some infested Terrans now coming in as well. It looks like it will all get cleaned up, as Krass really pressing forward, but we can see additional command centers being placed down by Krass, and if these turn into planetary fortresses as well, this center base will pretty much be untakeable, as there is the well played coming in from LZ. Krass Blast Krass taking game 2 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.